This video is going to show you a solo flawless Presage mission and act as a refresher for those that need to be reminded on how to do it, or for those that never done it at all, because this exotic mission was sunset and now it's being brought back in the exotic rotator mission. So this is just normal difficulty, just to test science, because rather than just doing a legend run, I figured I would do a normal run on my first clear to see what the hell the drop rates are. My first clear I got a red DMT and cranial spike on my first clear, and on my second clear I got another cranial spike for whatever reason. I don't know how that links, because I haven't even looked at how you. I haven't even went to the crafting table to look at DMT and all that stuff. So you're not going to get that information out of me on this, but you are going to get the information on how to quickly solo this mission. So we picked Arc Warlock with the new exotic Arc grenade launcher that spawns moths. Diris or something, right? Whatever it's called. You know the one, the season pass exotic gel, which is a fantastic weapon. Which I'll break it down the gameplay as it comes up when we're fighting enemies. So with Presage, it's an exotic mission, so it's got a route that you need to take. So I had to obviously remind myself as well on the route that you take. So I'll try and commentate on that, on exactly where you go. So the shooting the spores gives you the egregore link buff. This allows you to bypass certain areas in the mission itself. This is the base mechanic of the mission when you're trying to get your routing right. If this is your first time ever watching this mission, I would just, if I was you, I'd turn it off the video and go and run it yourself to experience it. However, if you've already seen this mission and everything, then obviously you can remind yourself of the route. So this section here, the lever, so there's levers and fuses. But whilst that's going on, they spawn screebs every now and then. Because of the level of the mission on normal difficulty, it's 1800 power, so it really doesn't matter on your resistance. So anyone can really do this, right, and get the red DMT solo or in a fire team. I don't know the differences on drop rates. It's probably the same whether it's solo or fire team. I don't know. But yeah, with Arc 3.0, because what you got to remember with Presage, when Presage was out, we didn't have Arc 3.0. At least I don't think so, right? So it's an amazing class to run Arc in this. In higher end, in the legend, on the legend difficulty, you may want to run solo Warlock instead, or even Voidwalker. But also I can see Arc being really well in that as well. Even though you are capped your level, it won't matter. It's still going to be an easy clear, whether it's legend or normal. The difference between the two right now that I can see is the cap, the power level cap, but the timer. Remember, Presage came with a 25-minute timer. Remember that. It doesn't have that timer now. It has the 30-minute timer. Thank God it at least has a timer. No champions, I believe. Still no champions in legend. I don't believe so. I think that's a missed opportunity. They should have added champs. Maybe not too many champs, but they should have added some champs. So, as far as I'm aware, there's no champs, and they have a good opportunity because they've developed Scorn champions now. Whereas when this mission first came out, I don't think there was Scorn champions. They developed them at the back end of this life cycle of this mission. Right, so the fuse section, the trash compactor section. This was always a notorious hard bit, because you need to shoot 3 fuses. I recommend that you pull out your machine gun. If you're using a machine gun, which I do actually recommend in this, use a machine gun, then use the machine gun, because it's just so you can take down the fuses. Because if you don't shoot the 3 fuses, you will wipe, but there is a way to bypass the wipe, where you just go to the end of the wall and the trash compactor will not kill you if you're at the hugging the wall to do that, if you don't get the 3 fuses. This is the first combat section of the mission. Right, this used to be a nightmare. There was snipers at the back of the room, 2 chieftains, Scorn. I didn't quite have my pulse grenade and healing rift. I've just got it now, so I'll just do my damage from here. So this grenade launcher is fully automatic. I'll repeat that again. This grenade launcher is fully automatic. It's insane for damage on bosses. It's insane for ad clear that you can see right now. Honestly, You can tell there's power creep in the game because I'm running through this mission so easy compared to what the mission used to be. Because the mission's unchanged, right? Really, on how it used to work. So when you use your 3.0 classes in an old mission, which it's still the old mission, they haven't really changed it much. You're just melting stuff. Like back in the day, you had to use Lament, Night Stalker, all the builds, Void Walker, Controversial, play passive, nades. I'm just melting everything with this. Granted, it's normal. Legend's a little different, but as I said, Legend won't be a hard solo clear either. It won't be that hard. The difference is that there's a timer, so you'll have to be you'll have to think a bit more. But it should be an easy clear as well. But I've done the science, I've tested it. You don't have to do Legend. If you're just interested in crafting DMT, then all you need is a clear on normal. As far as I'm aware, on my first, I don't know whether I was lucky, the drop rates, I don't know, I haven't looked into it. Because obviously I'm a busy person, so I can't just look up every single thing for you on Reddit and stuff, but look it up, find out what people are saying, I don't know. I'm just here to tell you how to do the damn mission. It's up to you to find out drop rates. I'm not going to research all that at this minute in time because I'm busy, as I said. That section, the double ogre section, was melted. We melted it easily. Pulse nade, exotic GL all the way, just keep spamming it, right? And then we used the Chaos Reach on the on the right side ogre with Geomag stabilizers, which have had a buff, I believe. And Arc Warlock is still crazy. I know last season people were gravitating towards Arc Warlock eventually, and some people said, "Oh, well, it's because of the mods." You know, the mods are gone. Arc Warlock is still crazy, like right now. Honestly, it's so good. So I think I'm kind of happy about that because I actually quite enjoy Arc Warlock, if I'm being honest. We're back to the routing section, so just follow the route on screen, get a pulse nade and a healing rift down for this little bit because you want to kill all the screebs while you activate lever. Then shoot the fuse here, and then as soon as you've shot the fuse, you need to jump up because the fuse deactivates an arc barrier, which you then activate another lever. If you're quick enough, you can jump back down, but I wouldn't risk it because the arc shield will just kill you, I think, or used to. Then we just get our way out for another egregore buff because there's another section where you've got to get past the toxic stuff, whatever you refer to as, I don't know. And then these little mini sections, 2 chieftains, couple of screebs, stuff like that. I remember specifically running this mission and having troubles on this little bit from time to time if I didn't have a certain ability charge and stuff. I'm just going up there, melting both chieftains, and that's it. Boom, done. So easy. But I will say, Presage is one of my, like I said, I don't want to sort of trash on the mission because I love the mission. I like what it does. It's giving you combat experience, it's giving you traversal, it's giving you mini puzzles. It's got a nice boss at the end, which is quite unique, or was at the time. They've actually reused this boss in Witch Queen campaign because it was that good. Mini maze, so you want to shoot the double doors, leave the single doors up. Don't shoot them so you don't confuse yourself. You look for the light, because that's where the egregore buff is. You get that. You go straight ahead. Take a left and a left and a right. That's it. That's your puzzle done. Because people get themselves lost. If you start shooting all the doors, you get yourself lost. Don't do it. Activate lever. Activate for another egregore buff. Go to the next section. Spam super, because you can put a rally banner coming up. Very easy mission, you can see. But it's muscle memory as well, mind. I've run Presage. When it was in rotation, I soloed it. I've got to have soloed it 15 times. 15 to 20 times. And I made a lot of videos of it, and there was a lot of views I got off Presage. Especially the day 1 experience of Presage. It was one of the best day 1 experience exotic missions I played. Apart from maybe 0 Hour and Whisper. They slightly beat Presage, but not by much. Because DMT was amazing when it came out. And I think it's slightly better now than what it is. Anyways, so that's all you need for these sort of exotic missions. You just need a good mission with combat, traversal, puzzles, and then a good exotic to accompany that, and a way to farm the mission. And that's your mission done. That's it. You've got everybody's money then. That's all you need to do. That's all they need to do. If they do that next year after Final Shape, and they build upon missions like this, then they've won. They've literally won you over. But if they don't do that, then that's when people start to get agitated, like I was. But I'm glad they brought it back. I am. So this little section, you can do it all in one go, especially with Arc 3.0. If with Egregore, you can actually just bypass the whole thing. I didn't do that on this run because I wasn't confident I'd have enough. I'd be able to do it with the practice. So I didn't bother doing that. But I have done it in a one go with an Egregore buff. But for the sake of a few seconds, I didn't want to bother for this clear that I'm showing you. Put a banner in, obviously. Why not? You're going to have your super back. So remember, the boss is HP, right? As you spawn in, he has 15% you've got to deal with. So I do a pulse grenade and then just GL. Don't waste your super. How many times do you see people waste the super on that first phase and then the boss goes immune? Don't do it. Now we're just going to spam GL because how good, just trying to show it off as much as possible. Not to forget, it spawns moths, it spawns elemental orbs, providing you've got the artifact mod on, right? It's doing everything for me, add clear and boss damage. You'll see me use it in a little bit. I'm not going to use it all the time for boss damage because I've obviously got a Geomag Chaos Reach, so I'm going to be using that Ana, right? Because, like I always say, don't sit on a super. Don't sit on supers. Always get them out. The quicker you get them out, the quicker you get your next one. So this is phase 1 damage, boss TPs, teleports, that old trick that he used to do, he still does, interesting. But we've done a pulse nade super, that finishes him off. We're now going to get ready for phase 2 adds, healing rift right away to overcharge our Arc Soul, and then just spam GL. My heavy can't even get a say in this. I want to use my heavy, but my GL doesn't want me to use my heavy, it just wants me to keep doing this. And honestly, I really want to see what this gun does for damage. I want to see what it does for raid boss damage. I want to see what it does in GM damage. I want to see what it's like, because it's absolutely melting in this mission. But this mission is only 1800 in power. But I have a suspicion that the gun scales well for damage. That's just a guess. I haven't tested it. That's just a guess. So yeah, we're literally just rotating around the room. You activate the 3 levers. That turns the downstairs area solar off, because the boss is immune, of course, but there's solar and it kills you, right? So you activate the levers to turn the solar stuff off. We'll get a healing rift down in mid and then just spam GL. Look at the damage we're doing, man. And that was with a surge, I think, or is it just ran out? I might have just run it out. It might have just run out there. But that's really decent damage there. It was really just the GL that I was doing damage with. But like I said, this boss wasn't known to be tanky, though, if I'm being completely honest. Phase 3, same thing. Just pulse nade, arc soul. It's a good little build, this. So this grenade launcher does work well with Arc 3.0 classes. I think it works, to me, in my mind, it worked best on a Warlock. Just with the, I don't know, just with the arc soul and everything going on and plenty of pulse nades. I don't know what Arc Titan is, though. I haven't tested Arc Titan, but like I say, Arc Warlock is insane. It's going to be a meta class this season. Despite there not being any Arc mods, Arc Warlock still holds up super strong. And the Vesper of Radius build is something that you should use. I used it all day the other day there. Pulse nade, super finish. That's what we want to do. Ads will not despawn, by the way, so you could still get killed there on a solo flawless. I don't know if you do a solo flawless, you get the flawless emblem. I don't know. I've already got the flawless emblem. I don't think you can. I don't know, actually. They said associated triumphs, you can't complete the old legacy triumphs with the exotic missions. So I don't know the situation with all that. But that was a quick solo run on that. I hope you enjoy. Thank you.